love with no concern on how to breathe.
Hey everybody, good evening. This is Previn Taylor and my man Pete Dukes. We are Previn Taylor and Pete Dukes of the Double S Project. This is our fantasy show of the Double S Project. This is kind of like an offshoot from the Double S Project show where we talk a lot of junk about sports in general. This is where we talk a lot of junk about fantasy football. Probably except it's not really as much junk because we have quite a bit of experience between the two of us. I would say something like 33 combined years of fantasy football experience. Yeah. We had a draft, and before the draft, we did like a quick preview show that's on YouTube. You can find it at the Double S Project Fantasy Football YouTube channel, and also the Double S Project Facebook group. And we even mess around on Twitter, though I wouldn't call us proficient at it. But back to the point, we had a draft. We have a 10-team standard kind of format league on NFL.com, and the two of us and most of our other league mates are also involved in numerous other leagues. I had a draft in another league for my my daughter's Girl Scout troop parents, if you can believe that.
Everybody's getting in, man. All shapes, sizes, and colors. Men, women, teenagers, kids,
children.
Yep.
I think it's going to be only maybe a couple of years before we get the Girl Scouts having their own league ourselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
No money on the Girl Scouts. Yeah, the Cookie League. So, but like I said, we had our drafts, our relatives drafts. Some of y'all will be out there waiting until after this first week is up to, I guess, handicap yourselves and have some other drafts. I heard some people at my job talking about doing that. And we have teams, you know. Just quite quick, I don't want to go through we're not going to do the whole draft recap or anything like that. But my team comprises of Matt Forte. I took him in the first round. I think it was with the fifth overall pick, fifth overall pick, I think it was. Brandon Marshall, I got him in the second round. Randall Cobb, that's my other receiver, third round or fourth round. And somewhere in there, kind of the early parts, I picked up Emmanuel Sanders. A quarterback is Phillip Rivers. Rounding out the back ends, I kind of rolled the dice. Riley Cooper, Bishop Sankey, Trent Richardson. My two defenses are, what are they? Two defenses are Tampa Bay and Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, how'd you do?
Well, I went early, man. You know, basically, I think I actually had the I think you were behind me because I think I had.
Yeah, you were picking like second or something like that.
No. I didn't pick that early. I picked like I was fifth, I think it was.
I thought I was fifth.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because I mean by that time all of the top touchdown backs had been gone. I was gone, and then Dave jumped on Peyton. So right after him, I went ahead and jumped on Breeze, and came back around. I mean, 10-team league is still the talent's going to be more abundant than a 12-team, 15, just based on the number of teams. It's less teams, more talent. So I wasn't too afraid to take Breeze in the first round. But I did wind up with A.J. Green and Larry Fitzgerald, so I expect them to carry me some. Questionable, I ain't gonna say I'm not questionable with my running backs, but they're legit ones. DeMarco Murray and Zach Stacy are going to get the ball. It just depends on how well the teams are going to play, if they're going to be really dangerous at their position. I think one of my sleeper picks, or not necessarily a sleeper, but I think he's going to be pretty good this year, is Keenan Allen. I got him pretty late, actually.
Yeah,
as my
last year. Yeah,
as my third receiver. So I'll be able to mix in A.J. Green, Fitzgerald, and that Keenan Allen all year. Added Cordell Patterson behind that as well. And, you know, in my defenses, you know, I wound up getting Arizona, and then I kind of picked the sentimental favorite, Miami Dolphins. So we'll see how they do. But they typically are bend don't break. And with our league, we get decent points for holding up, you know, as far as points against the teams. So we'll figure it out.
Yeah. This team, I got like some questions on it. The one I got, you know, I feel decent about Forte and Rivers and Marshall. Cobb um, and had a pretty good outing, all things considered, last night against the Legion of Boom. Got a touchdown for me. My dark horse, I think, is Emmanuel Sanders, and his position was elevated as of last Friday with the West Welker issue. So he was already looking like they were figuring out a way to work him into the mix, even with Welker, kind of being more of a. Go ahead.
No, I mean, but the thing about it, I don't even know if you could say working it in. I mean, he was the number 2 receiver. I mean, in a sense, the outside.
They
receiver.
also have Cody Latimer and Julian Thomas, and he's a free agent. So they were bringing. I mean, it's the Peyton Manning offense, and guys are going to get a turn. So it's kind of like, if you can catch that day where Sanders gets some work on the inside, either in tandem with Welker, or in this case, for at least for 4 weeks, replacing Welker, that could be a boon, a lot of points. So we're just going to see how that works out.
Right.
I'm glad you're optimistic, but
I mean, it's the Broncos. They're going to throw.
They're going to
throw.
Right.
Yards.
Right.
So, but yep. And I think on my end, as far as some of I think the one player I'm looking at right now is I think the one player I'm really looking at to see what's going to happen is really Larry Fitzgerald, because people are high on the Cardinals this year, and they're high on Carson Palmer.
I am not.
And I actually have. I know you're not. I know you're not. But hopefully you're not right, because I have Larry Fitzgerald in two leagues.
Well, fortunately, you tend to be more right than I am about these things, but I just always had the worst feeling about Carson Palmer, and I kind of shied away from Arrington too, and now he's got a busted foot, and they don't know when they're going to get him back.
You're talking about Ellington?
Excuse me, Andre Ellington, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was actually looking at him, but no, I didn't jump on him on any of my leagues. The ironic thing, just for some fantasy humor, I've found myself in 3 leagues this year, and in each league I have the different top quarterback. One league I got Aaron Rodgers, one league I got Drew Brees, and one league I got Peyton Manning. And everybody saw what happened to Aaron Rodgers this past week with Seattle. So
well, it won't be that bad for everybody.
No, it won't. It won't be like that.
It's Seattle. They're going to do that to you.
They're going to make a lot of people look bad this year. Yeah. They're going to make a lot of folks. That's the obvious fantasy tip of the week. If you're going against Seattle, you might want to sit your folks.
Or at least temper your expectations.
As far as getting a lot of points from them people, from the folks.
Yeah. You kind of got to work around those guys, especially if you're playing out in Seattle. You get them on the East Coast, you may not do a little bit better. I don't. So.
Who's your?
Go ahead.
I was saying, who would you call out right now as being a sleeper that may or may not have gotten drafted, but someone that you might have picked that you think people should take a look at? What's a couple of names you got?
Well,
even if,
again, on my team, Sanders could be a sleeper. I also was thinking about. Look, man. Also, I was thinking about a guy I got on both of my teams in the Double S Project League and the Cookie League. It's not really called the Cookie League. With Bishop Sankey. Now, I know he's probably not going to see a lot of action in the first 2 to 3 weeks, being a rookie and being behind Sean Green, but it's Sean Green. There's self-propelled lawnmowers that move faster than that. So, I mean, at some point, the Titans are going to have to increase Sankey's workload. So I think that could, and also, look at the schedule. It's a lot of bad defenses in the AFC South. I think there's NFC East this year too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's a lot of bad defenses for the Titans to be playing with.
Yeah. What's your take on that kid from New Orleans? The kid, the Cook, is it Cooks?
Cooks.
Yeah.
And showing my ignorance here. I was taking a hard look at actually drafting him in both of my leagues. I think he was taken in the Cookie League, and and that was a weird draft, but I won't go into that. And he's still available as far as I know in the Double S League, in our league. But and I think come Tuesday, there's going to be a line of people looking to try and pick him up.
I think of all the rookie receivers, he's going to be the one that stands out. I think Evans will be okay. Benjamin, he's only going to be good because he's defaulted to being good because nobody else is out there to catch the ball. But
And I took him in the cookie league.
he may not have a quarterback to throw to him.
Right.
Watkins is in the same boat. He may not have a quarterback to throw to him.
Well, the sooner Kyle Lorton gets to play, the sooner he might start seeing some passes.
Right. So I think Cooks is going to be probably in a position where he will get a lot of balls thrown his way. Colston is still an okay third receiver, but I think Cooks.
I think all of y'all out there.
He's going to work his way into his number 2.
Yeah, I think all of y'all out there who have taken the Marquise Colston challenge in the last couple of years probably didn't view it this year, knowing that it's largely about Jimmy Graham, and then everything after that is scraps. And to be honest, it's Cooks that also actually scared me away from Kenny Stills, who got some good deep pass, a lot of good deep looks last year. And then they bring in, they traded up to get to Cooks. And the first thing I thought was, well, that's obviously a good get, but Jimmy Graham is still going to get his.
Yep.
Colston doesn't always get his.
Yep.
The running backs are going to kind of nibble away. What does that mean for Kenny Stills? So that's the big question mark. I don't know. I don't recall if he was taken in our league or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll have to check, but
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So,
What you looking at? Any tough decisions you got to make this week?
No, not really. It's kind of chalk. I'm just gonna not try and outsmart myself. Choice I thought I had to make early in the week, back on Tuesday, was figuring out whether it's going to be Sanders or Pierre Garçon. Garçon's going against Houston, but I think I'll chill on that. I went with Emmanuel Sanders. They've got Indianapolis Sunday night at home in Denver, and whether he's inside or outside is probably a good matchup for him. If he's playing, he's shown as probable right now. Here's the funny part: coin flip on defense. Do I go Tampa Bay or Houston? Tampa Bay has Carolina, beat up Cam Newton, who may or may not play. Looks like he's going to go, but he's real beat up.
Mm-hmm.
And Houston, they should have a formidable pass rush. Secondary is a question, but the Redskins were a mess in the preseason.
I go with Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that's where I have it right now.
Yeah, I go with Tampa Bay. Cam Newton, if he plays, it's not going to be but so effective because part of his effectiveness is running, and he's not going to be. If he's running all around that field, he's going to be exposing himself to more injuries. So I doubt you'll see him take that many chances, especially if they get down early. I mean, the game gets later in the third quarter and they're down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay. I think Lovie Smith is going to have them ready to play.
Not to mention that Carolina, again, they're breaking in two new starters on the offensive line.
Yeah. I think my only question mark, or what I'm trying to figure out is do I want to go with the seems like they're pretty low on DeMarco Murray this week against San Fran, which, even though San Fran's defense is decimated, at the same time, it could go the other way. I think DeMarco Murray could have a big game. So
the only issue with DeMarco Murray is how many games do you actually get out of him? I mean, when he gets the ball, when he's healthy and when he gets the ball, he's going to be productive. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, I'm talking about for this game.
I know for this game, but my point is, I think if he gets the ball against San Francisco in any capacity, he could probably do some things for you.
Yeah, but I also got Pierre Thomas against Atlanta's defense. And I'm thinking or I have Keenan Allen against Arizona's defense. So between those three, but really I'm going with Murray. It's really between I'm going with Zach Stacy. It's between Murray, Pierre Thomas, and Keenan Allen is one of those three. I'm trying to figure out which one I'm gonna go with.
Mm-hmm.
So but it looks like my tight ends are pretty gimpy too. So I may not even have a tight end this week. The two I drafted, both of them are questionable.
Oh, who is that? Who was that?
Jordan Reed and Charles Clay.
Reed
I
is
just looked at it.
what did he do? He picked up another concussion already?
I don't know, but
Oh.
anyway.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I won't need a tight end this week. I got Drew Brees going. Let's see what happens.
That's what you said. That's all you need. Oh no, that's Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's breezy, man.
Yeah.
But he's been doing a lot of commercials lately, so I'm scared that his fantasy season might not be good.
Hey, look, it wasn't the cover of Madden, so that can't be so bad.
All right.
Yeah. So, any advice for you? Do you got any advice out there for anybody who's doing this first, second year in the cookie league I'm in? I'm up against a bunch of people that's got maybe 3 years of experience or less, and a few, maybe I might be wrong, maybe 1 or 2 first timers. You got any advice for people setting up their first lineup for this week?
Well, I think a lot of people are probably looking at their drafts and they're probably like, "Oh, my team looks good and everything. I look good." Everybody looks good on paper. Everybody feels good about who they pick if you pick them. But the whole key to fantasy football is about matchups and making the right choice. A lot of times you can have a great team, a pretty good team with a lot of people that can get you a lot of points, and they're just going up against better defenses that will kind of cut those points down, and you might make a choice one day when you pick one receiver and you should have picked the other one. So it's really about, I don't overthink things early. I just go with my studs or what I feel is a stud. When I have a toss-up like I talked before, I'll probably maybe even use the advice of what the rankings say on the computer. When they say, hey, we're predicting one to get 13 and one to get 8, if that big a discrepancy, I probably will roll with the person that's predicted to get 13. But usually just stick with your studs, look at your matchups, believe in the defenses that are out there that you think are good. If you see a team going against Seattle, going against Houston, going against a couple other good defenses out there, you're probably right to sit that person if you got a better option.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you'll see, like the week before, you're up against that defense, and somebody has a good day running the ball against Seattle. Don't expect that to happen 2 weeks in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Just because somebody gashed them 1 week, and it's okay, they're a good defense, they had a bad day. But pretty much defenses, unless they get a lot of injuries, they pretty much hold the form.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
all right.
Well, I think we're done for tonight. Just going to say good luck to everybody out there in this first week. Unless you're playing me, I don't wish you good luck at all. And we'll be back over the course of the season, try and do this every week. We did it every week last year. Just basically touching base with all y'all out there, sharing our experiences and our observations, maybe giving nuggets of wisdom, if you will, about what the direction is and how that might benefit you. So if you like us, give us a thumbs up on YouTube, subscribe. Check us out on our Facebook, Double S Project Facebook group page. We'll try and be everywhere y'all need to be. Just, follow us if you can. Hey, thanks, Pete.
Yeah, man.
Now drop yourself with no concern.